Welcome back to the channel, guys. Coach Dusty here with a brand new video. And today is an exciting day. Yesterday, I officially graduated from Stevens Transport CDL sponsored school with Lone Star College here in Houston, Texas. And it has been a long journey, guys. I started school on July 1st and yesterday was July 27th. So it took me 27 days to get through the college, and I just wanted to do a little recap on my experience with Lone Star and how well it went, because at the end of the day, if it wasn't for the trainers and for the system for how you learn from start to finish that allows you to pass your road test and your CDL exam, it was a great experience. So taking you back to week one. Week one was the first 3 days was basically all in class, learning information for the permit to pass your 4 exams that you're going to have to pass in order to get your permit. So the first one was a special requirements test, then a 50-question general knowledge, a combination test, and an air brakes test. So all in all, there was like 115 questions that you had to take at the DPS office. So those 4 tests, once you passed the first one, you moved on to the second, and then the third and the fourth, and you had to pass each one to move on to the next. So you have multiple opportunities to pass. You get 3 fails. Thankfully, I did pass on the first time. It was a grind. I definitely studied a lot for the permit test. If you're looking to get into CDL school, I would recommend, if I could go back and do it over, I would have gotten my permit beforehand so that I could just kind of just not relax when I'm in the 3-day classroom, but it wouldn't have been as overwhelming if I had started to study prior to actually starting the school. So I did look over a little bit before starting, but not as much as I really needed to. So after school, the whole first week, because I started school on a Saturday, Sunday we had off, and then Monday, Tuesday, I spent a lot of time studying at night because you started taking your test on Wednesday. So you had up until the first week, that first Friday, to actually get your permit to then move on to week 2. Because week 2 is when you first start to actually drive the vehicle. So I put in a lot of hours to pass that exam. Thankfully, it went well. And then moving on to week 2, we started with the maneuvers, right? You're going to learn your basic maneuvers, your basic straight line back. You basically spend the whole day learning your straight line back, and then your offset left and offset to the right, and then parallel parking. So you have to pass those 3 parking maneuver tests during your CDL exam. So you're going to learn a lot. You're going to learn, it's going to move quickly. You're going to, most of your mornings, you're going to be working on your pre-trip inspection, because that's also going to be on your CDL test. So on your CDL test, you have your pre-trip inspection, then you have your 3 parking maneuvers, your straight line, your offset, and your parallel, and then you have a road test. Now, our road test was a 45-minute route, and on that route, you're driving on the highway, you're doing a bunch of different turns, you're going in all different types of roads, and you're going to be getting a full experience of what it's like to drive a truck on a road. So you don't have to worry about that the first few days of when you're driving, because like I said, it was about the first 3 days of week 2, you're just doing the parking maneuvers, right? And then that Wednesday, was it that Wednesday or Thursday, we finally started to get on the road. So on the road was fun, right? The first time being on the road, you're going to be really nervous. The first couple times you're going to be really nervous. You're going to hit some curbs. You're going to mess up, but as long as you're listening to your trainers, you're figuring out what you're doing wrong, and then you're correcting yourself. And sometimes it's going to take a little bit of time to break those bad habits. For me personally, my bad habit was not looking at my mirrors enough. They really want you looking in your mirrors every 5 to 6 seconds. When you're making your turns, you really want to make sure you're looking at your trailer tandems, in your tires, so that you're not rubbing up against curbs or going over curbs. Because if you hit a curb on your road test, it's an automatic failure. So that took some adjusting, right? Driving a regular car, you're not really looking in your mirrors that much. We've been driving for so long, you get so used to how the truck maneuvers, or how your car maneuvers. So then stepping into an 18-wheeler, you're not used to having that big trailer, behind you. So if you're a good driver, you're gonna learn quickly. You're gonna be able to pick it up, and you're gonna be a good driver. Getting adjusted to the air brakes definitely took some adjusting. Sometimes you're stopping really quick and you're slamming on the brakes a little too much, and you got to really just kind of gradually hit the brakes. You're not just full on stomping on them. So that took some time to get used to, but overall, week 2 was good. You start to learn how to actually get these maneuvers down consistently, so that you're getting in between the cones each and every time. You're gonna mess up. You're gonna figure out what you're gonna run over some cones. It's gonna happen. Figure out why you ran over that cone. If you're making mistakes, that's not the end of the world. It's if you make mistakes and you don't realize why you made that mistakes. Maybe you came in, maybe you cut the wheel too quickly, maybe you went too far back before you started making your maneuver, right? There's different ways and different stopping points that your instructors are going to teach you that allow you to get lined up right for the maneuver. But that's the offset and the parallel. The straight line is just basically you're just going straight back. They want to make sure that that when you're turning your wheel one way, the trailer is going to go the opposite way. So just being able to go in a straight line back, you'll get that down after a couple of tries. But my first straight line back was a diagonal line back. So don't be discouraged, guys. Seriously, you're gonna have your good days. You're gonna have your bad days. There was days where everything was going smooth, right, for me, and I was doing really good. And then I'd have a day where it's like, why'd I just hit 2 curbs? Like, what? Like, I've never hit that curb before. Like, so it's like the more repetitions you get, you're going to get better and better. So yeah, I got nothing but good things to say about Lone Star College, and I head to Dallas for my orientation August 6th. So this week I'm just going to be chilling. They basically got filled up. I was supposed to leave tomorrow, Saturday, but the orientation filled up. It's a busy time of the year for them. A lot of new drivers are coming into the industry, so they only have a certain amount of slots open for orientation. So most of the students in my class, there was 8 of us. Most of us are going to be, having to just kind of chill out this week. But then I'll be getting bussed down to Dallas for the 4-day orientation, and then paired up with a trainer for my 240 hours of over the road. So I'm excited about that, but I'm also kind of glad that I'm not going right away. I have this little breathing period to where I could just kind of take it all in. I know some people are definitely hurting for money, and they really want to get out there and start, getting paid. Thankfully, I did, had some money saved up prior to coming into school, and I would recommend that, right? If you're going to be starting CDL school, even though with Stevens, it's a company-sponsored, school, you're not going to have to come up with any money out of pocket. You want to have, I would say 5-6 weeks worth of, savings, so that you could, get through until you get your first paycheck. Because technically the first 3 weeks you're going to be going through the school, right? Doing the first week you're doing, the permit and whatnot. Second week and third week you're doing your backing up maneuvers and your driving. And then week 4 you're going to start testing. So we started testing on Tuesday. If you failed Tuesday, you're going to take it again Thursday. If you fail again, then you're going to keep getting held back. So you want to pass your exam the first time. That doesn't always happen. Thankfully for me, I did pass on the first time, my first try. I didn't fail. Unfortunately, the first time I did take the test, I did run out of time. You get 2 hours to take your exam, but if you don't finish your pre-trip inspection and your 3 parking maneuvers within like an hour and 15 minutes, you're not going to have enough time to do your 45-minute road test. So it took me like an hour and 25, hour and 30 minutes to do those, the pre-trip and the 3 parking maneuvers. So they had to reschedule me to come back and do the road. So I did the road yesterday, just came in for, an hour and a half, passed my test, no curbs, got a 91% on my road test. So overall, I'm feeling a lot more confident. Like I said, you're going to improve very quickly in this class. Stevens, they do a good job at training, and obviously this is Lone Star College, a third party school that works directly with Stevens. But now once I go to Dallas, I'm going to really be getting more of a hands-on experience with the trainer that I get paired up with for over the road, and I'm really going to be improving each and every day and just getting better and learning the ins and outs of the trucking business. So I'm super excited. If you guys got any questions about Stevens Transport or CDL school, or any tips, if you got any questions whatsoever, let me know in the comments below. I'll be sure to get back to you. And until next time, it's been your boy Coach Dusty. Coach Dusty. I'm out. Peace.